Good morning. It is Wednesday, July 30th. I'm Zach Howard. Morning market video update to start today. Bullish trends continue across as equity markets, as liquidity continues to flow freely through the fiat monetary system. Let's look at the lens of IPOs, initial public offerings, and capital raise through that vehicle here in 2025. We are on a massive pace here, 119 year to date. Almost up to what the entire market did last year in 2024 and surpassed 2023 already. 31 billion, the most successful ones this year so far. The strategy, preferred equity offerings, Circle, CRCL, another big successful one. FIG is another one coming up here later this month. I think it was 10 times oversubscribed yesterday I seen. And U.S. equity markets have tailwinds to continue to go higher from here, as volatility still is cramped, but the positioning in equity markets through Wall Street is still offsides. As we look at the lens of net long positioning and CFTC futures contracts last week, the street actually got shorter on the S&P, shorter on the VIX, shorter on the NASDAQ. Week over week changes. You can see the negative numbers here. S&P 500 contracts, negative 159,000 on the week. Max long positioning over the last 3 years, 128 positive, negative 144 negative. So negative 1.71 Z-score. That is a tailwind for further escalation in stock market pricing as the Wall Street hedge funds have to chase these highs. They are offside. They continue to buy puts, implied volatility premium on the SPY options contracts, 111% today. That's also a tailwind where there's too many people buying puts when they should be buying calls as the market chases higher. Looking through the lens of those mega cap stocks, Nvidia, the biggest company in financial fiat market cap history, $6 trillion Canadian, now surpassing every single company publicly traded in Canada by a large margin, almost a full trillion here. But that represents the new game. What markets is your Keynesian financial textbooks about economics. They no longer matter. Your business school academics, price to earnings, discounted cash flow. That is old school. The market works off market structure, fractals, option flows. They is what drive price, not narrative. Yes, Nvidia is an amazing company. As it got out in front of its skis, maybe from a fiat standpoint, but how do we measure all this fiat? Is in the denominator, okay? In a debasement world, in financial repression, which while all this fiat debasement is, everything goes higher. Everything goes higher except the purchasing power of the currency and the citizens. Cattle is at an all-time high. Did something change about the cattle and the beef in the U.S.? Stocks all-time high, gold all-time high, silver near all-time highs, copper all-time highs, Bitcoin all-time highs. It's all a product of this year. Continuing government spending with no tether to what it is. It's money. It's made up. It's an illusion, as I keep saying. To the alternative, the digital asset space. Institutional adoption continues to accelerate, and news here this week out of the SEC and in the U.S. allowing for direct Bitcoin ETF creation and redemption mechanisms. Previous model was a cash-only model. Previously, you had to say, you know what, here's my cash, buy my Bitcoin in an ETF. This new model is setting up for the ability to have direct redemption of Bitcoin. If you're an institution and you have your money, your pension fund, insurance company, etc., endowment in one of these IBET ETFs, etc., potentially down the road here, you can say, I'm going to take the strategy approach. I'm going to put it on my balance sheet and take redemption of those coins like you have with some of the options in the physical gold market with PHYS, with the Sprott product. Bottom line, this regulatory shift is another checkbox to allow institutional flows into this asset class, which continues to scale at a rapid price, rapid scale, rapid everything. And we are setting up for another catalyst here today, the 180-day deadline, where the White House solicited a digital assets report on the space. It's being released today with a strategic plan, what they intend to look for going forward, more clarity on the approach. Someone has not been waiting around for confirmation on the government on what to do and continues to stack as fast as he possibly can through those instruments that are convertible debt, preferred shares, common shares, strategy. Boom, another big purchase yesterday with the most recent IPO, almost 2.5 billion executed with Bitcoin purchase, now holding 74 billion in Bitcoin on its balance sheet. That is the model. That is the operating company, is to use leverage through the financial system to stack Bitcoin. Jeff Walton and his punter Jeff tweet here kind of sums up exactly what's happening here. 5 years ago, it was a dead company. It wasn't going anywhere. Like the 490 companies, mostly in the S&P 500, had just 1.2 billion in the company, 500 million in cash. They're doing that every week now in raises, stacking Bitcoin. That is the profit, is the value creation for the shareholders. That's the story. That's what we're doing. We had the central bank parade here today. Bank of Canada, talking heads coming out here any minute here now. America's saying no rate cut, no rate hike. Inflation kind of crimping their style here. Fed, Jerome Powell up right around this afternoon. More talking heads, more theater. These guys, oh, painful to listen to. Read this quote here, but brilliant. Benoit Mandelbrot instead. Check out an interview Jack Mallers did of 21 yesterday on Bloomberg on traditional financial TV. Spent 10 minutes listening to Jack. Inspiration for me and the next generation of where all this game is going. Forget the talking heads, they're central bankers. Hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow.